PA सॉरी NDA 3 गवर्नमेंट जो नया बजट आया था. Yes, audible, visible, wonderful. All right. So July we did the session on budget last year, July 24, and now in February we are doing this session on the budget. So welcome all of you for this. As Shailendra ji mentioned, there are only two things permanent. One is three things permanent. One is inflation, second is tax, and third is death. So certain होने वाला ही है. So if we are doing, so this is very important to have this basic knowledge of tax, personal income tax. We don't have to master all the areas of the tax. At least what is related to us, what will impact our take home income, what will impact our wealth, what will impact our investments. We should have the basic knowledge about that. So in that endeavor, through our financial wellness program, FinoWise wellness program, what we call FWP, we keep doing different sessions. Like next month, we are planning to do a session, maybe this month or next, mostly next month, first week, session on importance of will, estate planning, succession planning, because most people don't do it. So that's a very important again topic we'll be doing the next month. So I urge all of you to register and attend that, because people spend their whole life creating, and they sacrifice a lot to build assets. But after that, when they go, unfortunately, and everybody has to go, when they go, and own family member keep fighting, and the 80%, more than 80% cases that are there in the any matters, any courts that is related to assets, property, that too within the family members. Okay, so avoid those kind of disputes. So how one can smoothly transfer the asset to the next generation, that we are going to do next month session. So do attend that. So now coming back to this month's session on the tax budget. So let me start the session. So we have people from I think Bangalore, Mumbai, all over India, because we have branches all over Pune, Varanasi. So Praveen is from our Varanasi branch. So he is heading the Varanasi branch, and Shailendra ji is heading the Pune branch. So I myself manage the Mumbai and Bangalore branch. So, and also we have many clients from abroad attending this session. So I welcome all of you. Yes, Felix is there in our Mumbai branch, who manages the admin officer for all our branches, all our companies. Okay, so I welcome all of you for this FinoWise session. And yeah, let's go ahead. Okay, so in between there could be some questions might come, some arise in the mind. जब भी मैं बात करते रहूँगा, कुछ ना कुछ questions आएंगे. Please make a note of it, because I will not be able to see all your questions. We will discuss at the end. Even if you don't take it here, don't worry, you will get the answer. We will be there with you. You can always reach out to us later on. Okay, so please make a note of all your questions. We will take your questions at the end, because in between if we take, then the session will go in different ways. So let me complete our presentation, and then we will take your questions. Okay, so please be here for next 45-50 minutes. It's very important, because probably अगर this knowledge अगर होता था, तो शायद आपका कुछ ना कुछ आगे फ्यूचर में होने वाले एक्सीडेंट्स और पेनल्टी इंटरेस्ट से बच सकता है. So that is the reason it's very important. So once again I welcome all of you for this financial wellness program, FinoWise wellness program, and this session is on the budget, impact of budget on your take home income and investments. क्या कौन से एरिया में हमारा पर्सनल इनकम टैक्स में इम्पैक्ट करने वाला है? What are the major changes that are relevant to the personal finance that we are going to discuss? But before that, little macro factors of this budget. After this budget, it's very important क्या क्या महंगा हुआ है, क्या क्या cheap costlier हुआ है, क्या क्या cheap हुआ है. So what has become cheaper and what has become costlier, कौन से product ये हुआ है. So left side, if you see all these products, the announcement that they have done, the allocation that the government has done, some initiative they have taken, maybe curbing of import duty and all those things. So electronics जैसे मोबाइल फोन के जो components है, import of mobile phone components, import of components required for making batteries, electronic vehicles जो batteries, वो भी उसका जो import duty था उसको कब stop किया गया है, reduce किया गया है. So LED TVs, so these areas ये सब cheap हुआ है. Life saving drugs, medical equipment, agriculture and marine products, industrial raw materials, so like for shipbuilding especially, automobiles, उसमें भी स्पेशली इंपोर्टेड बाइक्स एंड लार्जर पैसेंजर व्हीकल जो कंपोनेंट लगेगा उसके लिए फॉर दैट, and critical minerals. So these are the some of the products which has become cheaper because of the budget announcements and on the initiatives. And what has become costlier, textile and apparels, कपड़े ये सब चीज के लिए महंगा हुआ है थोड़ा, luxury and specialty items, and then interactive flat panels जो डिस्प्ले आइटम्स है, टेलीकॉम इक्विपमेंट, प्लास्टिक प्रोडक्ट्स, ये महंगा हुआ है बहुत सारा। डिटेल्स में अगर आपको समझना है तो प्लीज गूगल में सर्च करिए, यू विल गेट लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स ऑन दिस, और क्या क्या हुआ है रेलेवेंट टू योर इंडस्ट्री, व्हाट इज द इम्पैक्ट, प्रॉब्ली यू मस्ट हैव ऑलरेडी ट्रैक्ड इट। सो जो भी अपना इंडस्ट्री का होता है पहला हम लोग ट्रैक करते हैं। So get updated, go and study it. So that is not the agenda of today's sessions. We are not going details on this part. These are the macro factors. All right. So next, allocation to different sectors. कितना बजट किस सेक्टर्स में allocate किया, you can see this. And lot of things are happening in the world, Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Gaza, all these things that are happening. So even India is also, for the last 5, 6, 7 years, India is continuously focusing on the defense to make our defense strong. So again, this year also 6.8 lakh crores has been allocated for the defense budget. And rural and urban development के लिए 2.66 lakh crores का allocation has been done. Agriculture sector and so agriculture sector 1.7 lakh crores का allocation हुआ है. Railways, every year you see a lot of all Vande Bharat and all the development if you see in the railway areas. So you are getting better than the flight experience in railways. So that's the, especially if you have to travel for 300 400 kilometers distance, now people are preferring railways because of Vande Bharat and these kind of trains and the facilities. They are reaching much faster, because if it is just a 400 600 kilometer distance, like Gujarat and Mumbai distance, Ahmedabad, Baroda, Mumbai, the where 500 600 kind of distance, now railways are giving better experience than the flight. Because if you are to take a flight, you have to reach 2 hours prior to the airport, and then you wait 1 hour in the airport, and then your boarding time of the flying time, and then again checkout time. So if you count that, probably by train you will reach much faster there. Okay, that's the advantage. So healthcare, again, almost 1 lakh crore has been allocated for healthcare. And education, 1.28 lakhs crores allocated. So this is the allocation in the budget majorly in different this thing. And now the beneficiaries or attractive sectors from the investment point of views या इंडस्ट्री पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, कौन से इंडस्ट्रीज बेनिफिट लिया है, ये बजट में बेनिफिट हुआ, ये सारे अनाउंसमेंट्स है. दिस आर द सबसे पहला स्पेशली द डायरेक्ट टैक्स कोड का जो अनाउंसमेंट है, जहाँ पे बेसिक एग्जम्पशन लिमिट या नो टैक्स लिमिट इंक्रीज टू 12 lakhs, वहां से उसकी वजह से कंज्यूमर ड्यूरेबल्स में उसका बहुत फर्क पड़ने वाला है, एफएमसीजी में बहुत फर्क पड़ने वाला है. एंड दीस आर द सेक्टर्स फॉर द लास्ट 4-5 years they are not doing that well. They are the defensive sectors. When nothing is happening, these sectors will do well, and they were sleeping when the all other sectors were growing faster. यहाँ पे ज्यादा growth नहीं दिख रहा था. So probably even you can see this in the banking space. You can, many of the banks are still available at 22-23 rate में मिल रहे हैं अभी भी, जो प्राइस जो है उसका. So even the many of the like FMCG companies का बहुत attractive valuation में अभी भी available है, because ये सारे उस सेक्टर बेनिफिट होने वाला है. लास्ट 4-5 years में ज्यादा इस सेक्टर्स में फोकस नहीं था, बट दिस ईयर बिकॉज ऑफ द बजट ये सब सेक्टर अट्रैक्टिव हो गया है इन्वेस्टमेंट्स के लिए या इन्वेस्टर्स के लिए. एट द सेम टाइम, दिस इज नॉट एन इन्वेस्टमेंट एडवाइस कि आप ये सेक्टर में पैसा डालना है. प्लीज कंसल्ट योर रिस्पेक्टिव फाइनेंशियल एडवाइजर और आवर टीम बिफोर you take any decision. Do not go blindly invest money, because even though it is there, but it is indirect benefit, not directly will benefit. So it will take time. Okay, so that is the reason. So real estate is one of the beneficiary of this budget, जहाँ पे attractive हुआ है, because of interest rate कम होने वाला है. People will have some spending power. So because of that, Renewable energy has become attractive. Shipping has become attractive. Infrastructure में पहले से for the last 4-5 years, infrastructure sector has been doing well. Road, railways in all the areas, port building, ship building, all this. But it is still there is allocation in this area also, this budget also. So consumption and infrastructure, both the areas, they have given importance. Healthcare, yes, healthcare में भी important दिया हुआ है, 1 लाख करोड़ का allocation गया हुआ है healthcare में भी. And then BFSI, banking, finance, and services industry is also benefiting from this budget. So this is the macro beneficiary of this budget. At the same time, at this point of time, where we stand in terms of investment, how this year will roll out. See, fundamentally with the budget and also other parameters, financial inclusion, Make in India concept, Digital India concept, and all fintech, phone pay, financialization of many, assets and everything. So India fundamentally it is doing well. India's fundamentals are strong. At the same time, large cap अगर investments के लिए at this point of time, if you have any fresh fund to invest, you should not be investing in mid cap and small cap segment because their valuations are very, very high. If you put money in mid cap and small cap now, in next 3-5 years में इतना ज़्यादा return नहीं आएगा. Okay, so जिसका already है, you just hold on to it. Don't exit, because if you end up exiting, then you will not, again, you will have to search for new thing and then end up paying tax, capital gain tax. But if you want to put the fresh money, where you should be putting flexi cap category, and then equity में अगर long term money if you want to invest, large cap and flexi cap is the best category. And if you want to be defensive, then hybrid category is the best category. Okay, so that is where the money should be. However, please meet with us 1-to-1. आपके पास कोई भी fund invest करने के लिए है तो, and at the same time, this year will give you many opportunities because India's fundamentals are strong. But global factors are rolling out, and because of many global factors में जो हो रहा है, global में US का है, अभी बहुत सारा जो factors है अभी तक settle नहीं हुआ है. सो बैंक ऑफ जापान का जो इंटरेस्ट रेट का अभी भी धमकी है वो उसके लिए, एंड देन डी डॉलरेशन का जो न्यूज़ चल रहा है, एंड ट्रम्प का जो नया पॉलिसी जो टेरिफ का जो वॉर है, ये सब जो चल रहा है, ये सब की वजह से अभी भी ग्लोबल फैक्टर्स अनसर्टेन है. एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट दिस ईयर market will be volatile. Don't expect the what you saw from 21, 22, 23 में जिस तरह आपको one sided मिला वो नहीं मिलेगा. There will be up and down, and at end of the day, market gives the returns is because of the result of the earnings. Okay, so earnings का वो जो 6%, 7% का अभी भी growth expected है इंडिया का, and 6-7% का inflation है, which is 12-13% तो return आएगा. But it will not be like this. There will be a lot of volatility. So whenever there is a volatility, what you should do when these kind of things happens, it's an opportunity for you to increase your SIP, not to stop your SIPs. It is an opportunity to put lump sum money. Okay, and whenever you're getting the money, we will be seeing at that point of time which sector, which category is attractive. We will be allocating to that portion. Okay, so that is about the impact of the investment part of the budget की वजह से अभी strong हो गए तो should I go and buy? So we will be investing not all the money in one go. We'll be investing in staggered manner. There will be a lot of volatility. You will get many opportunities also in this year. So if there is any fresh money which you don't need for 3 to 5 years, then you should invest that money, because this year is will give you many opportunities. Probably will not get this opportunity next year and next year onwards. You will not be able to buy market at this 70-75,000 level पे मिलेगा नहीं आपको buy करने को. Okay, so do not stop the SIPs. Let the SIP continue what it is, and then maintain the asset allocation that you have. However, if you need money within next 1 year, and if that money is in equity, please immediately connect with us, connect with your RM, connect with our team, and ensure आपका allocation को conservative में shift करने को. Okay, अगर 1 साल के अंदर जो पैसा लगने वाला है वो इक्विटी में है तो volatile रहेगा. जब when you need money, उसी टाइम पे आपका कुछ इश्यू नहीं आना चाहिए कि मेरा ऑपरेशन के लिए पैसा चाहिए, घर लेने के लिए पैसा चाहिए, इसके लिए. सो इसलिए प्लीज 1 साल के अंदर रिक्वायरमेंट है, 2 साल के अंदर रिक्वायरमेंट है, दैट मनी शुड नॉट बी इन इक्विटी. दैट्स माय सिंपल एडवाइस. इट कैन बी इन डेट और इट कैन बी इन हाइब्रिड. Okay, it should not be definitely in equity what you need in the next 1 year, 2 years. Okay, so with that, now let's get into the major changes in related to personal tax. Shailendra, the slides are visible, right? Voice and everything is clear.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Yes. So major changes related to personal tax, income tax, क्या क्या हुआ है? So सबसे पहला, there's a good news. If you have more than one house, like whether you have given it on rent till last year, till the current year budget, मतलब current year में, अभी भी this year में, just see that you have two houses. One house you are staying, another house you are not staying. Neither you are given it on rent, but still, as of now, from the even for the current financial year and before this budget, the second house, whether you are earning rent, not earning rent, it was deemed, it was considered as a deemed deemed let out property. And in that area, उस area का जो भी average rent था, वो that rent was added to your income, even though you not earned any income. Just because you are holding that asset, it was added to your income and was taxed as per your slab. So this year, and some people used to claim that, my parents are staying in that house, I am staying here, so both are belong to me, we are not given it on rent. And it was very difficult. There are many cases pending on this. People used to claim that it's my SOP, my parents are saying like this, but you need to provide proof, and it's very difficult to fight with the income tax. Now this year, what they have done, if you have two houses, you can stay in any house. The second house, if you are not given it on rent, then whatever of that, even that rental value could be 5 lakhs per month. Okay, rental value could be 5 lakhs. You could be staying in the rental value worth of 50,000 का rental में आप रहते होंगे. जो दूसरा जो आप 5 lakh वाला खाली पड़ा है, you're not staying maybe because you are working in different cities or anything. If it is not given on rent, that entire rental value, the deemed rental value of 5 lakhs will not be added to your income. So that is one good news. So if you have a second house, and if it is not let out, then it is not considered as a let out property, deemed let out. It is not, it is exempted from income tax. The the rental income, the deemed let out rental income is exempted from income tax. Okay. Now, if you have given it on rent, then it is not a deemed let out. It is, you have given it on rent, you are earning income, then it will be taxed. It will be added to your income and will be taxed. So, ये कब situation आएगा? You have two houses. One you are staying, another one is vacant. Earlier, it used to be considered as a deemed let out. Now, it is not considered as a deemed let out. Even if it is deemed let out, it is not going to be the income from that property. The deemed let out income, deemed income is not considered as an income. It is exempt from tax. I hope this point is clear, everyone. Can I have some answer in the chat box? Yes. All right. Super. Next is the first provision. So already I have explained this. The let out का जो rule है. Now, second provision, the second point, point in this budget, जो changes हुआ है, that is TDS limit increase for senior citizens. So, what is the increase? Earlier, if you have a interest income for senior citizens, earlier the tax deduction limit on interest income for senior citizen has been increased from the current 50,000 to rupees 1 lakh. Okay. So, अगर आपका interest 1 लाख के अंदर है, okay, earlier 50,000 था, now if it is 1 lakh up to 1 lakh, no TDS is deducted at source. Okay, बैंक में अगर आपका 1 लाख का interest है, 75,000, 80,000 interest is there, then it is not, the TDS is not deducted. Okay, up to that 1 lakh, TDS is not deducted. It doesn't mean that it is not taxable. It will be added to your income and will be taxed. but only the TDS, tax deducted source for senior citizens, जो पहला था 50,000, now the limit has been increased to 1 lakh. Okay, so this is the second major changes that has happened in this budget. And third, now the TDS limit increase for rental payments. So earlier the rental payment, if the rental amount up to 20, if the rental income, if the rental payment was more than 20,000, the payer has to deduct the TDS and pay the balance amount to the, owner of the property. Now that 20,000 limit has been increased to 50,000. So up to 50,000 tak, 50,000 tak, there is no TDS. It is not TDS. The TDS itself is a TDS. Okay, the TDS itself is a TDS because the payer has to deduct the tax and then deposit. So it was increased in the work. Now up to 50,000 per month, if there is a rental payment, there won't be any TDS applicable on the rental payments. So the responsibility of deducting the TDS is on the payer, the lessee, the tenant. Okay, so it was not easy to do it. So now that limit has been increased to 6 lakh, that is 50,000 per month. This is the next benefit or the next provision in this budget, which is increased. And there is for NRIs, I have written it says NRI, but it is can also be applicable for even resident Indians. Okay, so if you are remitting money abroad for any reason, it could be for going for a trip, maybe for your children higher education, you are remitting the money. If you are NRI, normally you keep remitting the money outside through LRS scheme. So there is a LRS, liberalized remittance scheme, where if you are remitting the money earlier, okay, for any reason, whether you are resident Indian or non-resident Indian, remitting money abroad for any reasons. So the earlier TCS was applicable. Okay, TCS was applicable. TCS matlab tax collected at source. So when you are remitting the money, there was a 5% TCS was imposed. And if the amount exceeding 7 lakhs annually. अगर 7 लाख के ऊपर अमाउंट एक्सीड होता था तो there was a 5% TCS tax was collected at source and credited to your PAN card. And when you file a tax return, that time they would have adjusted against your liability, any tax liability. If there was no tax liability, they would have given you the refund after 1 year. Just imagine you are remitting 50 lakh rupees. 50 lakh rupees. What happens in the TCS? So if you remit 50 lakh rupees abroad, and 5% TCS means they are like, the 2.5 lakh ka TCS collection hoga and has to be deposited to income tax. And you are remitting the money in the month of April, for example, and you don't have any other income and you are not able to tax also in India, and you file a tax return, and after 1 year, so if you remit in the month of April 25, you will file a tax return in July 26. Okay, July 26 में tax file करोगे. After that, maybe August, September, October, you would have received the refund. So that much, till that time, the money was lying with the income tax. So now this TCS rule, earlier it was 7 lakh, now it is increased to 10 lakhs. From 7 lakh, they have increased it to 10 lakhs. So up to 10 lakh, if you are remitting money under LRS, liberalized remittance scheme, whether you are resident Indian or non-resident Indian, why we are written as NRIs? Because the NRIs remitting money, the frequency is more. That's the reason we mention as NRI. Even it could be for the children, resident Indian could be transferring money to the abroad. So earlier per year, if you are remitting less than 7 lakhs, then no TCS. More than 7 lakhs, then TCS was on the amount exceeding 7 lakhs, the TCS was applicable. Now up to 10 lakhs, no TCS. Now on the amount exceeding 10 lakhs, TCS is applicable. However, now there is one more rule. If the money is you are remitting earlier, if you like, you are sending you are remitting money for your sons or daughter higher education abroad, and you have availed a loan of 1 crore. Okay, availed a loan of 1 crore. That time 0.5% TCS was applicable. Now, if you are remitting the money for education purpose by availing the education loan, then now that 0.5% TCS is not applicable. Okay, so this is one more clause in this. So if when funded by a loan from a designated financial institution for educational purposes, then the TCS will not be applicable. If you are funding from your own fund, then TCS is applicable about 10 lakhs. If you're funding from the education loan, then no TCS is applicable. So there's one more provision in this budget. Now there is one more relief given for filing a revised return. Sometimes we file a return and later on we realize that we made a mistake or something we have not incorporated, and later we realize that this income is not disclosed, or we have disclosed more. We want to file a revised tax return. Then there was a limit to do it within 2 years. And if you would have filed after 2 years, then it was not considered. Now they have increased that limit of 2 years to 4 years. So that means if you file a tax return in time, on time, whatever 31st July या 31st October जो for corporates के लिए है, जहाँ पे auditing है वहाँ पे 31st October है, and for जहाँ पे salaried and जहाँ पे where there is no auditing is required, there it is 31st July. Okay, so if you file a tax return within the due date, so if you later on realize there was some mistake, you have to there was some mistake and you have to now file the correct return. Now you have 4 years to file that correct return. Okay, subject to there are some conditions, but that increased to now 4 years to file the correct return. Now the next point, the sixth provision in this applicable in this budget, which is related to personal income tax, is TDS limit increased on dividend received from stocks and mutual funds. Okay, so earlier the TDS, if the dividend amount is above 5,000 TDS, it was subject to TDS. Now the same limit has been increased to 10,000. That means if there is a TDS, if there is a dividend amount less than 10,000 per year, then there won't be any TDS. Okay, so this is one more provision is there in this budget. And update on ULIP policy taxation. There is one, the next provision is on the ULIP policy taxation. Okay, so in this, if you have taken ULIP policies, if the premium is more than 2.5 lakhs, up to in the last budget, till this last budget, up to 2.5 lakhs, it is, the premium is less than 2.5 lakhs per year. Then it was exempt under section 1010D on maturity when you get the money, or on surrender after 5 years. It was exempt from income tax. Okay, if the premium was less than 2.5 lakhs. In ULIP policies, unit linked insurance plans. Okay, now in this budget, now they have made it par with the mutual funds, because ULIP is kind of a mutual fund product only, unit linked market links product only. Now they, even the 2.5 lakhs, whatever is the premium, now it will be subject to tax same like mutual funds. So they have removed the 2.5 lakhs wala jo tha limit, wo chala gaya. However, these changes will get effect from April 1, 2026. That means there is still time. So, and these are not applicable for the policy which you already taken. So any policy that you will take after 1st April, this rule will be applicable. So that means after 1st April, if you buy any policy, ULIP policies, the taxation on the maturity, the ULIP maturity value will be taxed same like mutual funds. Okay, this is the another provision, another changes in the budget in this budget. Now the next changes that has happened is capital gains. The good news is there is no change in capital gain taxation, because last year this was the only changes majorly that has happened in the last year budget, which we have done the session in July. Okay, so good news is that no changes in the capital gain taxation. So this was the last year budget ka jo provision tha, it is same like last year budget. So if it is a listed equity shares, liquid equity oriented mutual fund, if you sell within 1 year, then it is considered gains. If there is any gain, so those gain will be taxed at 50, tax now proposed rate is 20% within 1 year. If you are selling mutual funds or shares, it is considered as a short-term capital sale. And then any gain that you make, that gain will be taxed at 20% special rate. Okay. And if it is of a, if you sell the house property, shares, gold, listed debentures, short term का, यहाँ पे अगर हाउस का, इफ यू सी हाउस प्रॉपर्टी मोर देन 24 months considers a long term, less than 24 months short term, unlisted shares more than 24 months long term and less than 24 months short term, gold more than 36 months, so now the 24 months, more than 24 months long term and less than 24 months short term, listed debentures less than 12 months short term, more than 12 months long term. So if any of these except equity shares and mutual fund, if you sell within this timeline, then it is considered as a short term capital asset. If there is any gain, will be taxed, will be added to your income. ओके आपने एक प्रॉपर्टी लिया 1 करोड़ का और 1.5 साल के अंदर 2 करोड़ में बेच दिया. So if you sell it to 2 CR में, that 1 CR will be added to your income and will be taxed as per the applicable slab rates. Okay. However, if you sell any of these assets after the long term period का जो है, then all of them taxed at 12.5%. Now ULIP will also be come under this category after 1st April 26. Okay, after 1st April 26, ULIP will also be taxed like mutual fund only, more than 12.5% ka. Okay, so this is the capital gain ka jo taxation hai, how it is applicable. Now updates on KYC process. So every year 3-4 times we have to approach our clients to, there is some or the other KYC changes. कभी इनकम अपडेट करो, कभी वेल्थ इन आपका फटका अपडेट करो, कभी और डॉक्यूमेंट चेंज करो, पहला आधार वैलिड होता है, बाद में आधार इज नॉट वैलिड. ऑल दोस थिंग्स एवरी ईयर में 2-3 times we are doing the KYC changes. And again there is a different KYC for bank account open, there is a different KYC for investments के लिए, there is a different KYC for demat account के लिए. So now in the new direct tax code जो system आ रहा है उसमें they are planning to come up with the revamped central KYC registry. So probably what I guess is अगर ये जो आने के बाद अभी तक आए नहीं है उसका, once we get the clarity if this implemented, if you under any either bank में अगर आपने KYC करा है, the same KYC is applicable for all other areas. Okay, so that is the central KYC is going to come. If that happens, it will be it will be good. At least if we change the KYC, otherwise we have to go to bank में KYC change करवाना है, investment में KYC change करना है, income update करना है. Every time there is lot of time taking and SL is happening. Okay, so this will be the one more announcement they have made in this budget. So hopefully if this comes, it will make our job, your job all easy. Okay, so this is the simplification of KYC process. Now there is one more announcement in this budget, introduction of new income tax bill, direct tax code. This has been pending for many years. Okay, so many years. Our original income tax act was passed in 1969, and since then there are only amendment every year, whatever through the finance bill जो भी होता है, finance इसमें budget में वो सब में. But so they have announced, so hopefully very soon this will be reality. But there won't be any changes in the taxation structure, but only thing they are simplifying many of the process through this direct tax code. Okay, so that is the announcement of this introduction. Once it comes, once we have that clarity, probably if there is any major thing that we need to communicate to you, we'll do one more session and update you about this, or we will send you a circular with the relevant points that is necessary. Okay, now आगे क्यों नहीं जा रहा है, स्टक हो गया क्या? Yes, so this is the last we discussed. Now the next one is changes in personal income tax rates and slabs. ये major one है. So this is the major thing that has happened. So that's what we are going to discuss. And before we go ahead, so far, are we all here? I'm getting some remarks. Somebody is many time repeating. So we have people, sir, we completely understand that you are expert. You could be expert in this tax matter. We have people who do not understand, even whatever I spoke so far, some of the things they are going above their head. So इसलिए I need to repeat so that they get it. So we respect. Please have a patience. We will will cover. Yes. So are you all here? Okay. Okay. So far so good. Let's go ahead. So for some of you, it could be repeating because many of you know, you must have read the newspaper, what so it's in it, but not everybody follows this. So we have to take all the people together, and everybody has to understand this. So that is the reason I need to explain that. Yeah. So changes in personal income tax. So all the major changes are in the new tax. There is no change in the old tax regime. Okay. There is no change in the old tax regime. If there is any change, there are only changes in the new tax regime. So if you see the intention of the finance minister or the government, it is clearly indicating that they are not interested in your old tax regime. They are not interested in your investments, ATC, ATD, your housing loan interest, your proof, because it is increasing their work, because they have to check all the proof, verify all those things they are they want to do. And also suddenly what happens if you have to make the changes na, like agar new को इतना attractive बना दो, so every year, if you see for the last 3-4 years, since the time this old regime, new tax regime, old tax regime, new tax regime has been introduced, the government is only making changes in the new regime, and they are not making changes in the old regime. And so why they are doing are many people are now we are filing tax return under old regime. What is what is there in the new regime? Why they are making changes when many people are not using it? Let me tell you. I was checking the statistics. In the last year, 8.6 million people have 8.6 crores people have filed the tax return. Out of that, 6.8 crores people have opted for new regime. So if you are not accepting, almost 70-80% people are filing tax return under new regime, and especially the newcomers. Okay, especially the newcomers are going for the new regime. The only our traditionally हम लोग investment करते आ रहे ना, वो छोड़ नहीं सकते करके we are still stick with our old regime because it is benefiting us. So both are there as of now. So now what government is doing, ultimately you understand the intention. They are clear. They want all of you to go to new regime. So at least even if they get 10% more people this year for the new regime, they will be happy. Okay. So that is the reason they are focusing on the new regime. So all the changes, all the exemption they are giving only in the new regime, they're not giving in the old regime, making the changes in the old regime. At the same time, now also old regime for many people is advisable and beneficial. But for many newcomers, new regime is beneficial. Okay, so that is what we will discuss now. So, so in the new regime, जो changes हुआ है, there are two parts. For the people who have income less than 12 lakhs. Okay, for the people who have income less than 12 lakhs, for them, zero tax. So earlier, it was 7 lakhs. This the tax exemption was up to 7 lakh, no tax. Now they have increased it by another 5 lakhs. So up to 12 lakhs, that means literally 1 lakh रुपए per month का salary है, आपको एक पैसा tax नहीं देना है. Direct tax. I'm not talking about indirect tax, though you will end up paying tax to आपको छोड़ेगा नहीं. Okay, it will be there. But direct tax, so up to 1 lakh per month, there is no tax. And for salaried individual, there is a standard deduction of 75,000. So that means up to 12 lakh 75,000, there is no tax for salaried individuals. Okay. That means totally this is helping you to save 60,000. However, if you see that I've taken two scenario here. The old the union budget 25, union budget after union budget 25, the old one, if anybody has income 12 lakh 75,000 and standard deduction 75,000 mila, so the taxable income was 12 lakhs. Earlier the tax applicable was 80,000. Okay, द टैक्स अप्लीकेबल वाज 80,000 प्लस एजुकेशन सेस मिला के 83,200 का टैक्स आता था. So in this budget 12,75,000, 75% standard deduction, 12 lakh not taxable income, so it has become zero. That means indirectly people up to जो 12 lakhs तक income है, they are saving 83,200 rupees. Okay, they are getting the tax benefit of 83,200. Now I've taken one more so this is so if your income is less than 12 lakhs, no tax. So I sent this message after this budget, and I've sent it to many people after this budget, and many people told me, oh, if the income is about 12 lakhs, that means why there is a slab and all, there it is applicable. So if your income is about 12 lakhs, that doesn't mean that your first 12 lakhs income is not taxable. If your income is less than 12 lakhs, then it is exempt. If it is income above 12 lakhs, then it will be taxed as per the slab. Again, slabs का one more good news है कि बहुत simplify हुआ है. Okay, बहुत simplify हुआ है. This will be taxed as per the slab. So how simplify? So earlier you see the budget 25, the limit was up to 3 lakh nil tax, 3 lakhs to 7 lakh, 5% tax, 7 lakh to 10 lakhs, 10% tax, 10 lakh to 12 lakhs, 15% tax, 12 to 15 lakhs, 20% tax, and 25% did not exist earlier, directly 20 and 30 में था. Now they made it very very simple. यहाँ पे बहुत याद रखने को बहुत डिफिकल्ट होता था, बिकॉज अभी क्या ना ज्यादा हाईटेक वर्ल्ड है, पीपल डोंट रिमेम्बर एनीथिंग. सो दैट्स द रीजन द फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर मेड इट वेरी सिंपल. 4 का आंकड़ा याद रखो, 5 का आंकड़ा याद रखो. If you know this 4 का आंकड़ा, 5 का आंकड़ा, you are sorted. You don't have to remember anything else. So up to 4 lakhs income, this time, if your income is about 12 lakhs, then it will be taxed as per this slab. So up to 4 lakhs, nil tax, zero tax. So if your income is between 4 lakhs to 12 lakhs, on the next जो 4 lakhs है, उसके ऊपर 5%. And if your income is, which is 4 lakhs to 8 lakh का 4 lakh के ऊपर 20,000, 5%. And if your income between 8 lakhs to 12 lakhs, on the next 4 lakhs, it is 10%. So that is 40,000. So that means if your income is 12 lakhs, now you are paying 60,000. For the first 4 lakhs, 0. Next 4 lakhs, 20,000. And the next 4 lakhs, 40,000. So total 60,000 plus education cess. Plus education cess. Okay. So that's how this, यहाँ पे आप देखो कि 60,000 का rebate मिला आपको. This is how the rebate of 60,000 came. 87A का rebate. You save tax. Okay, and then about 12 to 14, 12 to 16 lakh, the tax is 15%. Then 16 to 20, 20%. About 20 to 24, in that it is 25%. And above rupees 24 lakhs, it is 30%. So 4 का आंकड़ा 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. 5 का आंकड़ा 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. इतना याद रखना है. इतना सिंप्लीफाई कर दिया है ये वाला इसमें स्लैब्स को. Okay, so we have taken some examples here. If your salary is 18 lakhs with the standard deduction of 75,000, so in the budget 2025 mein, I'm not talking about the old regime, new regime of the budget 2025, उसमें टैक्स आता था 2,15,800. In the current budget 2025 में जो आया है आफ्टर यूनियन बजट 2025, the tax is 1,50,800. So there is a saving of 65,000. Okay. Now, अभी भी ये कंक्लूजन में मत आओ कि ये अगेन गोल्ड वाला बाप है, वो याद रखो. गोल्ड वाला बाप है वो याद रखो. उसमें अभी भी कंक्लूजन में आना है. फाइनल कंक्लूजन में नहीं आने का कि ये राइट है रॉन्ग है. हाँ, दिस इज राइट. Who should go with the I'll come to that point. Let me finish this. I'll come to that point. Who should go with the new regime and the old regime? Yeah. So before this 25 lakhs income, old regime 4,34,200 tax was coming. In the new regime, it is 3,19,800 tax. So total saving of 1,14,000. Okay. So there is a marginal tax relief. ये थोड़ा टेक्निकल है समझने के लिए, बट इतना समझ लो आपका 12 लाख का इनकम है, वो 12 लाख का 25,000 तक अगर आपका इनकम है, तो 12 लाख का इफ इट इज क्रॉस द 12 lakhs, if it has crossed the 12 lakhs, that means now you are taxable as per the slab, as per the rule. So if you calculate the tax, if it is the example 12 lakh 10,000 is the income, now you cross the 12 lakh limit. Now you are not exempted from the tax. Now you have to pay tax, calculate tax as per the slabs and pay the tax. So if you calculate the tax as per the slab, up to 12 lakh 60,000 tax, basic tax, education से छोड़ के, on the 10 lakhs, on the additional 10,000, 15% tax है, between the income between 12 lakh to 16 lakh, 15% tax, which is 10,000 additional income है, उसके ऊपर 1,500 tax is coming, 1,500, okay. So like that, so now 61,500 tax are है. Just because marginally your income has exceeded 12 lakhs, they are giving this marginal benefit, which is आपका जो अभी 61,500 पे नहीं करना है, जितना इनकम एक्सीड हुआ है ना 12 लाख के ऊपर, that income, exceeding income is considered as the tax and you have to pay that as a tax. So here income that is exceeded 12 lakhs is 10,000. So 10,000 will become the tax. Instead of 61,500, you will pay only 10,000 as tax. If the income is 12 lakh 20,000, okay, 12 lakh 20,000, then your tax will be 20,000. If your income is 12 lakh 25,000, then your tax will be 25,000 because पहला 12 lakhs का तो exempted है. If you calculate the tax, it will be more. So that is called a marginal relief. इसलिए थोड़ा ध्यान रखो, अगर ज्यादा अगर थोड़ा ऊपर जा रहा है ना, थोड़ा अवॉइड करना है, उसको लेना नहीं है इनकम, तो बोला अगले साल में दे दो बोलने का. So if your income is 12 lakh 25,100 rupees हो गया, that means you have to pay the full tax. वो 100 रुपए बहुत महंगा पड़ेगा, लगभग 62,000 तक भरना पड़ेगा. ओके, सो दिस इज द मार्जिनल रिलीफ. ये वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है. बॉर्डर लाइन पे कभी कभी यू फाइल द टैक्स रिटर्न एंड यू विल रियलाइज लेटर, अरे मैंने क्या गलती कर दिया है. ये तो आपके पास नहीं था. You have done all your talent, you have used all your talent to keep it under 12 lakhs, but later on when you filed the tax return, there was a income interest on saving bank and interest on FD का ऐड हो गया थोड़ा सा. ये तो आपने हिसाब में लिया ही नहीं था, याद ही नहीं था. आपका अभी वो टैक्स रिटर्न फाइल कर रहे सीए, वो बोलते सर वो FD इंटरेस्ट ऐड करने की वजह से आपको अभी 65,000 का टैक्स भरने को आ रहा है. अरे मैंने तो पूरा टैलेंट यूज किया था 12 लाख के अंदर रखने को, कुछ नहीं होना चाहिए करके. समझ में आ रहा है कैसे कैसे होगा? तो ऐसे होगा. ओके, so this is the marginal tax relief. Now comes to the main question, old regime versus new regime. कब कौन सा करना है? ओके, सो पहला लेट अस सी द ओल्ड रेजिम वर्सेस न्यू रेजिम. सो उसमें कोई ओल्ड रेजिम में कोई चेंज नहीं है, 3-4-5 साल से वही है लिमिट, 2 up to 2.5 lakhs नो टैक्स, एंड इन द नेक्स्ट ऑन द नेक्स्ट 2.5 lakh it is 5% tax, and on the next 5 to 10 lakhs 20% tax. There is no 10% slab here. Okay, see the 5, 20, 30. Okay, यहाँ पे 5 का आंकड़ा भूल गए मैडम ने, तो यहाँ पे बराबर याद रखा, बट इधर भूल गया मैडम, सीधा 5 से 20 में चले गए, 10 और 15 बीच में भूल ही गए. ओके, सो 2.5 to 5 lakh 5%, 5 to 10 lakh 20%, एंड अबाउट 10 lakhs 30%. दैट्स द ओल्ड रेजिम का टैक्स रेट, अभी भी सेम अप्लीकेबल है. सो इनकम टैक्स रिबेट लिमिट जो, हाँ, इन द ओल्ड रेजिम इफ यू आर फाइलिंग टैक्स रिटर्न, आपका इनकम लेस देन 5 lakhs है. If you are filing tax return under old regime, less than 5 lakhs है, but अभी आज के doesn't make any sense because the new regime में अगर वो फाइल करने तो आप anyway you are 7 lakhs benefit ले सकते हो. So इसलिए ये point matter नहीं करेगा. The only difference between the old regime and new regime is, old regime में you get to claim all those आपका जो फेवरेट अभी तक आते आ रहा है ना, 80C डिडक्शन, 80D डिडक्शन, सेक्शन 24B डिडक्शन, हाउसिंग लोन इंटरेस्ट, HRA डिडक्शन, 80G डिडक्शन, 80E डिडक्शन, ऑल द चैप्टर 6A डिडक्शन, वो सब क्लेम कर सकते हैं ओल्ड रेजिम में. न्यू रेजिम में आपको कोई क्लेम नहीं कर सकते एक्सेप्ट NPS कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन बाय एम्प्लॉयर अप टू 14% ऑफ योर सैलरी. ये तो स्टैंडर्ड डिडक्शन, यहाँ पे स्टैंडर्ड डिडक्शन 75 है न्यू रेजिम में, ओल्ड रेजिम में 50,000 है. ओके, सो 75,000 का जो स्टैंडर्ड डिडक्शन है फॉर द जो न्यू रेजिम में, ये प्लस एनपीएस कंट्रीब्यूशन बाय एम्प्लॉयर, अगर आपका एम्प्लॉयर ने एनपीएस स्कीम लागू किया है कंपनी में, एंड इफ दे आर डिडक्टिंग द एनपीएस एंड इन्वेस्टिंग ऑन योर बिहाफ, okay, as part of your CTC, okay, up to 14% of your salary without any limit, that you can claim deduction. Only deduction that you can claim under new regime is that NPS from employer, no other deduction. And second deduction is standard deduction. You will not get any ATC deduction, ATD deduction, ATG deduction, section हाउसिंग लोन इंटरेस्ट डिडक्शन, HRA डिडक्शन, वो कुछ नहीं मिलेगा न्यू रेजिम में. Okay, this is the major difference. Now, before I go there, I would request Shailendra ji to to open that Excel sheet and see some examples, old regime and new regime ka.
Yeah, sure, sir. I'll just share my screen.
Yeah.
Yes, so we have made one calculator actually to decide based on your investment pattern, we can get a conclusion which tax regime will be beneficial for us. So if we provide the inputs, it will give regime to be selected either old or new based on tax applicable. We'll take some of the examples.
हाँ शैलेंद्र जी पहले एक काम ले लेते हैं. So what we will do is let's take one example of 15 lakh salary. ये नहीं, 12 लाख का तो आपका तो एग्जाम्पशन है, तो अभी नेक्स्ट हम चेक करते हैं. 12 लाख तक तो आपको सीधा अच्छा, बिफोर वी गो देयर, 12 लाख तक का है. आप इसको देखो भी मत, पूछो भी मत, ओल्ड क्या है भूल जाओ. ओल्ड इज गोल्ड, ओल्ड इज ओल्ड. डोंट इवन थिंक अबाउट इट. इफ योर सैलरी इज लेस देन 12 lakhs, go with only न्यू regime and you don't have any other incomes. ओनली आपका इनकम है जो टैक्सेबल इनकम है नॉर्मल रेट में स्लैब के हिसाब से. इफ इट इज लेस देन 12 lakhs, you should compulsory file tax return under old new regime. Okay, if it is आपके if your income is above 12 lakhs, then only you see here. You check this calculator and also you connect with us one on one. We will calculate and tell you which regime is beneficial to you, and accordingly you can decide. Okay, because we will be requiring many other details to come to this conclusion. We are just taking some examples. So Shailendra ji अभी 15 lakhs income रखी है, and
Right.
अभी just take ATC and ATD deduction. ATC का 1,50,000 ले लीजिए, anyway standard deduction वो फिक्स रहेगा. ATC 1,50,000 जो मैक्सिमम फुल रहता है, उससे ज्यादा नहीं कर सकते हो. एंड ATD का आप 25,000 ले लीजिए मैक्सिमम. सेल्फ का प्रीमियम भर रहे.
Right.
अभी नीचे जाके देखिए, लुक एट दिस. मिनिमम इन्वेस्टमेंट है आपका, सिर्फ ATC डिडक्शन है, ATD डिडक्शन है. अंडर ओल्ड रेजिम यू आर पेइंग, यू हैव टू पे 2,02,000 टैक्स, and new regime you have to pay 97,500 tax. So which one will you choose? Obviously you will go with the new tax regime. So very low investment, only आपका investment ATC ATD है. Even if you are आपके पास इसमें if you have more than 12 lakhs income, you go with the new regime only. More than 12 lakhs income, less than 12 lakhs, new regime. More than 12 lakhs, your deductions are only ATC and ATD. Then also you go with the new regime. Okay. Now let's go to let's change now, add 2 lakh housing loan interest.
So let's see.
अभी भी ज्यादा है. 15 लाख इनकम में अभी भी न्यू रेजिम अट्रैक्टिव है. ओके, नाउ HRA में आप महीने का 25,000 रेंट के हिसाब से आप लगा दीजिए, एक 2,40,000 रुपए HRA क्लेम करिए.
Now let's see. Yes.
अब आके थोड़ा बेनिफिशियल हुआ. इतना सब करने के बाद पूरा 1.5 लाख ATC में भरा, 25,000 का मेडिक्लेम प्रीमियम भरा, 2 लाख का हाउसिंग इंटरेस्ट लिया, और वो इंटरेस्ट क्लेम करने के लिए एक घर लिया मैंने. ओके, देन उसके बाद वो HRA क्लेम करने के लिए मैंने रेंट पे रहना शुरू किया, या फिर रेंट का बनाया मैंने. ओके, सो ये सब करके आपको मिल रहा है बेनिफिट. 15,000 का सेव हो रहा है. अब इसका इनकम को आप चेंज करिए, 25 lakhs करिए।
Yes.
अभी देखिए,
Old is better in this case.
वर्ल्ड इज बेटर। अब आपका इनकम को आप एटीसी हो गया, एनपीएस ऐड करिए 50,000 का, एटीसीसीडी 1B, 1B 37 रो नंबर 37 में 50,000, नहीं नहीं, वन
Yeah,
यहाँ पे
I think just give
37
me
में, 37 में।
getting hang actually. I don't know why.
हाँ।
It will come, sir. It will come there. Yeah. So
ओल्ड
almost.
में कम बढ़ रहे हैं। ओके, सो ऊपर आप इनकम चेंज करिए, 35 lakhs करिए इनकम।
Let's see.
673, 756। सो दैट इज द रीजन। पॉइंट ये है, डायरेक्ट कंक्लूजन पे नहीं आना है। कंक्लूजन पे कब आना है? इफ योर इनकम इज 12 lakhs, लेस देन 12 lakhs, directly new regime, and you don't have any other incomes like capital gain income, etc etc, FD income, interest income ज्यादा नहीं है। ओके, एंड दूसरा, इफ योर डिडक्शंस आर वेरी लो, लिमिटेड टू एटीसी एटीडी के अंदर का है, स्टिल गो विद द न्यू रेजिम। ओके, एंड इफ डिडक्शंस आर मोर, 4-5 lakhs के ऊपर है, then you should evaluate both the situation, and we will connect with you one on one and we'll do this analysis। आप लोग का चेक करके बताएंगे, बिकॉज आपको अप्रैल में डिक्लेयर करना है। अभी दिस इज अप्लीकेबल फॉर द नेक्स्ट फाइनेंशियल ईयर, दिस बजट। सो विल हेल्प यू इन, विल कनेक्ट विथ यू, यू नो, अप्रैल में डिक्लेयर करना है आपको कंपनी में सब। सो विल इवेल्युएट एंड लेट यू नो कि आपका कौन सा इसमें डिक्लेयर करना बेटर है करके। So we'll run one small poll. अगर if anybody wants to connect, connect with us one on one to discuss whether ये कौन सा इसमें जाना चाहिए, या फिर for other even any other, we have some new people also, like new people also। आपको financial freedom achieve करना है and you want to check your investment सही कर रहे हो नहीं कर रहे हो उसमें, if you need a consultation, और यू वांट टू गेट ये टैक्स के रिगार्डिंग डिस्कस करना है, यू वांट टू, आपके कोई लोन्स है, लाइबिलिटीज है, यू वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड कि वो पे करना चाहिए, कंटिन्यू करना चाहिए, और शुड आई रेड्यूस, शुड आई कम आउट, और हाउ शुड आई कम आउट ऑफ द लाइबिलिटीज, ये सारे क्वेश्चंस में कोई भी एरिया में, और इंश्योरेंस रिलेटेड कोई मैटर्स में आपको इंश्योरेंस का बारे में पूछना है, इंश्योरेंस के रिलेटेड आपको कवरेज लेना है, सो ये सब कोई भी अगर 1-to-1 आपको चाहिए विद आवर एक्सपर्ट टीम, we'll run the poll, small poll, Malti or somebody from our team, can you run the poll? या प्लीज आंसर दिस। जो आंसर करेंगे उनके साथ हम कोशिश करेंगे जल्दी से जल्दी कनेक्ट करने के लिए। सो जो भी आंसर करेगा विल कनेक्ट विथ यू, मे बी वीक, 2 वीक, 3 हफ्ते में, जैसे हमारे पास टाइम हो जाएगा, पहला फर्स्ट इसके हिसाब से हम आप लोग के साथ कनेक्ट करेंगे, बट डेफिनेटली कनेक्ट करेंगे। आप आंसर किया है, पोल में रिक्वेस्ट किया, तो विल कनेक्ट विथ यू वन ऑन वन एंड डिस्कस अबाउट दिस, एंड विल लेट यू नो कि आपको इसका अगर चाहिए तो। Please answer the poll. We have one last agenda to last few points to cover, 5 minutes more. So after this, now I'll be going with that. Meanwhile, you keep answering the poll. I will start that point. I want all of you to, even if you don't want, please answer no, that so that we don't have to ask you, call you, so that we don't have to disturb you. We also have a limited bandwidth, so that we can connect with, we don't know ना कि किसको ये necessary है, जरूरी है, सबको हम पता नहीं कर पाएंगे, so इसलिए ये old regime करना है, new regime, all these things। Yeah, any hike on HRA eligibility with respect to basic salary? No, there is no change in that. Forget about that. Now इतना है कि फ्यूचर में old regime के रिलेटेड जो एग्जाम्शन में उसमें कोई चेंज नहीं करेंगे, वो एज इट इज रहेंगे। प्रोबेबली अपने आप वो फेड हो जाएंगे थोड़े दिन, साल के बाद, इफ दे कीप डूइंग दिस। शैलेंद्र जी टुडे वाज, व्हाट वाज दैट, शैलेंद्र जी वाज सेइंग समथिंग कि यू नो अप टू दिस इनकम देयर वोंट बी टैक्स। कितना था?
Yeah. In another 5 years down the line, we can imagine, we can see up to 30 lakhs, there will be no income tax actually. This is the direction government is going. So this is
पहला
just
30
one
lakhs का
small.
इनकम बना लो, तब तक उतना एग्जाम्पशन लेने के लिए। Yes. All right. So if you're not yet answered, please answer the poll. Meanwhile, let me complete this few points. Very important. So breaking news करके आपको यहाँ पे मैंने रखा हूँ because this is one of the mistake and people ignore this fact. That is the reason it's very important. इसलिए मैंने लास्ट में रखा इसको. So this 12 lakhs का जो लिमिट है, this 12 lakhs limit is applicable only for the normal income. ना, so the 12 lakhs जो है, अगर आपका if you have only salary income, business income or any income which is taxable as per the slab rates, but आपका जैसे एग्जांपल आई गिव यू, यू हैव नॉर्मल इनकम ऑफ 10 lakhs एंड इन दैट ईयर यू हैव सोल्ड ए म्यूचुअल फंड्स और स्टॉक अगर सेल हुआ है, उसका कैपिटल गेन आ रहा है 5 लाख. So this 10 lakhs, even though you have a normally what we say that how we think, like, I have only normal income, or like, if you are NRI, you think that I don't have any income in India, so I am not bothered. So you have some FD, interest income, rental income, and then you will have this capital gain income. So for the total income purpose, they will add the special income. These capital gain incomes are taxed at 12.5% at special rates, or if it is a short term, taxed at 20% at special rates, but they will add to the income. So if your total taxable income, including normal income plus special income, okay, if including normal income plus special income, if it is less than 12 lakhs, then only it is fully exempt. Otherwise, it will be still taxable as per the slab rates. The normal income will be taxed as per the slab rates, taking the amount into consideration, and the special income will be taxed at special rates. But इसके ऊपर there is a discussion going on. Hopefully, अगर finance ये जो direct tax code when the new bill is introduced, will get more clarity about this. We are hoping that ये दोनों separate हो जाना चाहिए, कि अगर normal income should be taxed as per the slab, and special income should not be clubbed with the normal incomes. But for your information, for deciding the surcharge, अगर if your income is above 50 lakhs, then there is a 10% surcharge on the tax. So they will add this income also to come to that conclusion of 50 lakhs. Okay, so इसीलिए you have to ensure that ये दोनों income में होगा. जैसे मैंने example दिया, normally we think that we consider only salary income. You have a say 50 lakhs FD and the interest rate is 8%, and you are earning about 4 lakh rupees, and you have a normal income less than pension income and normal income less than 10 lakhs, and you are free because I don't have to pay any tax. And in the FD, you are not taking the interest also, you're not even eating the interest. But in FD, it is taxed at notional basis. You have not received the FD, compounding में डाला है, फिर भी वो 4 lakhs will be considered as income, will be added to your 10 lakhs, and your now total income become 14 lakhs, and you have to pay tax. Okay, so ये भी एक point है which all of you should keep in mind. ये tax के angle में बहुत tricky है, तो ये बहुत पता रहना चाहिए कि स्पेशल इनकम भी ऐड किया जाता है. अदर इनकम्स विल बी एडेड टू डिसाइड द एग्जम्पशन लिमिट. ओके, एंड ऑल्सो वन मोर थिंग, पेमेंट ऑफ एडवांस टैक्स इज कंपल्सरी टू अवॉइड पेनल्टी एंड इंटरेस्ट. सो ऑन और बिफोर आपका जितने भी टैक्स का, यू हैव टू कैलकुलेट द एस्टिमेट द टैक्स फॉर द ईयर. ओके, estimate the tax for the year, and on or before 15 June 15% of the advance tax has to be paid. On or before 15 September 45% of the advance tax has to be paid. On or before 15 December 75% of the advance tax has to be paid. On or before 15 March 100% of the advance tax has to be paid. So इस अभी तक अगर आपने normally what happens if you are a salaried employees, what salary people say, think that मेरा जो tax है मेरा employer काट देता है. But you have not disclosed your capital gain income. You have not disclosed your interest income. You have not disclosed your property income. You will disclose at the time of filing a return. So that time the tax liability comes huge, and you have not paid the advance tax. If the tax payable is about 10,000, then you have to pay that advance tax before 15 March. And this rate में ये percentage में. अगर नहीं किया, there will be interest and there will be penalty, and because of that आपका tax liability 20% increase हो सकता है. Otherwise जो कम होता था. So इसीलिए please इस साल में आप कैपिटल गेन्स का जो रिपोर्ट्स है, प्लीज टेक अ कैपिटल गेन रिपोर्ट फ्रॉम आवर टीम, और जहां पे भी आपने इन्वेस्टमेंट किया है, एस्टिमेट द एसेस द टैक्स कितना आएगा, उसका एडवांस टैक्स बिफोर 15 मार्च से पहला भर दीजिएगा. बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है, नहीं तो आपको पेनल्टी और टैक्स भरने को आएगा। ये नॉर्मली नहीं करते हम लोग। अगर इफ यू आर एनआरआई एनीवे देयर ऑलरेडी टीडीएस इज डिडक्टेड, डोंट हैव टू वरी एनआरआई केस में। बट अगर रेसिडेंट इंडियन है, कैपिटल गेन इनकम में टीडीएस नहीं काटता है। और अभी लाइक जैसे एफडी इंटरेस्ट में भी देर इज ए 15G 15H दे देते लोग, नहीं है करके वो टीडीएस नहीं काटता है। सो इसलिए वो सब ऐड करना पड़ता है, रेंटल इनकम ऐड करना पड़ता है, सो करके यू हैव टू पे दिस एडवांस टैक्स। ओके, सो दिस वन पॉइंट यू कीप इन माइंड, otherwise you will subject to penalty. Okay, so that's all from our side. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much for your patience hearing, and hope this was useful. And we are going to share the recording. If you want, I have gone little fast forward because I wanted to cover this agenda. So थोड़ा fast forward में गया हुआ है। तो अगर कुछ वापस एक बार आप कुछ पॉइंट फाइन प्रिंट में समझना है, प्लीज वॉच द रिकॉर्डिंग, and if still required, please connect with us. We'll discuss, we'll do the meeting, and we'll clear your points. Okay, so I've done from my side. If you have any question, you can stay back, you can raise your hand, we'll ask you to unmute, or otherwise we are done from our side. uh, any questions do you have? I know that's already 9:20, so I don't want to hold you too much. Thank you. And please share this with your friends and colleagues and relatives, this when we share the recording, so that they can benefit from this basic knowledge. It's too much, so I've tried to give you within 1 hour के अंदर जितना हो सकता है. Definitely we will, अगर कुछ still if you have any, again it has to be one-on-one में समझना पड़ेगा. Okay, yes, thank you Orlando, welcome, most welcome.
Thank you all for attending this webinar, as well as this direct tax code. It is supposed to be presented in very next week or in 15 days mostly. So if there are any major announcements, we'll once again connect with you to
Yes.
explain those. Yes, thank you all, and now over to Praveen ji to conclude the session.
Yes, thank you so much, Swami sir, for this power-packed session on budget and taxation. And yes, we have the time limit right now. We are 21:21. So हम आपको बहुत ज़्यादा लेट नहीं कराएंगे. आप अपने घर में आप डिनर कर सकते हैं. और अगर आपको कोई भी क्वेरी है तो आपने पोल में आपने रिप्लाई किया हुआ है, और अपने रिस्पेक्टिव ब्रांचेस में आप कनेक्ट करें, whether it's Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore or Varanasi. So I would like to thank you all Finovestors for joining tonight for the session, or from different
And also before you go, Praveen, sorry, so we have Dr. Reshma Krishnan. She has invited some people from the doctor community. If we have invited, so thank you so much for inviting your people. So we'll do a special session if required for them. Thank you so much. Yeah, please continue.
Yes. Once again, thank you so much. And just I would like to just summarize the session, some bullet points. Like before the beginning of the session, स्वामी सर ने कहा कि हम लोगों जो अगला फिनोवाइज वेलनेस प्रोग्राम या फिनोवाइज अपना फाइनेंशियल वेलनेस प्रोग्राम जो करने वाले अगला सेशन है, वो दैट वुड बी बेस्ड ऑन इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ विल एंड सक्सेशन प्लानिंग.
तो विल, नॉमिनेशन, ट्रस्ट, ये सारे जो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, ऑन दैट टॉपिक वी आर गोइंग टू डू, बिकॉज 95% पीपल डाई विदाउट ए विल, और 99% I say. Okay.
Yes.
And also there is no valid nomination. So बहुत सारे difficult है, because we have been dealing in that area, and we बहुत it creates a lot of hassles in getting the money. So that is the reason it's very important to understand how the succession law works in India, and how you should be prepared for that, to protect and ensure the assets are passed on to the designated and desired beneficiaries.
Yes, so yes, this was yes, it is very important. Otherwise, if you do not create your will, then goes to the Hindu Succession Act or any Indian Succession Act 1925 or 1956, and the law will define how much wealth goes to whom. So it should be as per your wish. So yes, and स्वामी सर ने और 3 बातें आप सभी से बोली थी सेशन की शुरुआत में. We cannot avoid inflation, tax, and death. So better we would actually, we would educate you, inspire you on such subjects in future also, so that these demands will not actually, you know, deteriorate your night sleep also, because this is very important. ये बहुत जरूरी है आपको टैक्स का जो सिंपल लैंग्वेज में हम आपको उसका सॉल्यूशन देने वाले हैं, और इन्फ्लेशन के निटी ग्रिटी को भी आपको बताने वाले हैं. So thank you so much, dear participants and Finovestors and family friends. आपने अपने family friends को भी बुलाया था आप, because you care for them. So thank you so much for joining today. So good night.
All the best. Be wise, be wealthy, and be happy.
Be happy.
Thank you. Bye bye.